Welcome to Beauty Girl Magic. I'm Melissa Ray. Okay, so this is about my weight loss journey. Let's start from the very beginning. Now, I've always been a big girl all my adult life. But during quarantine, it got out of control. For 2 years, I worked from home and I barely got out. So this was all during when, COVID hit the scene and, everybody was home for the most part. Everything was locked down. It started right around there. So yeah, for 2 years straight, I really didn't go anywhere. I boldly went on the scale and saw that I had gained over 20 pounds. I was disgusted. The scale said 211. I was under 200. What the hell happened? Okay, so at that point, I had to make some serious changes. So in this video, I'm going to talk about all the changes I made to lose over 35 pounds. So one of the first things that I did was I downloaded this app called MyFitnessPal. I wasn't solely dependent on the app. I basically just wanted to track what I was eating on a daily basis. So I tracked everything that I was eating and drinking. I started off with 1,500 calories a day and make sure I didn't exceed that. And then when I did good with that, I decreased it down to from 15, I went down to 13 and then 12 calories a day, and just making sure that I did not overeat and exceed my calorie intake for that day. Now, truly to lose weight, you have to make sure that you're burning more calories than what you're consuming. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So I knew I had to figure out how many calories am I really taking in? For the most part, I needed to have an idea of that. If not, I'm not going to lose this weight. Not like how I want to, okay? So that was first priority for me. Another step that I took is I decided to do intermittent fasting. Now, I was only allowed to eat within an 8-hour time frame. If I decided to have my first meal at 8 a.m., then I cannot eat after 4 p.m. That's within that 8-hour time frame. I stuck to that heavily because when reading up on it and all the benefits, it just felt right for me. So whenever I started, the clock started. And I had 8 hours to, eat healthy for the most part. But then after that 8 hours, that's it. I can't eat no more till the following day. And I pretty much stuck with that every single day. So another thing I did, I ate in smaller portions. So I wasn't eating as much. So I was watching what I was eating along with the amount of food I was eating. So portion control was very important for me to lose this weight. I also made sure that I was on a low carb diet. I cut back on rice, potatoes, fries, all those that are heavily with carbs in it. I cut it out. Well, not completely, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but it was a drastic change as far as the amount I was consuming. Let me say that. So, for example, what I love to eat now is salmon. So I would make myself salmon, put it in the oven, season it really well. And instead of eating it with rice or potatoes like I used to do, I would have like a side salad or spinach. What else I used to eat it with? Or corn, some kind of veggies. I did cut back on sugar as well. So I wasn't drinking a lot of juice. I'm not a soda person, so I never drank soda like that. But when it comes to juice, I used to drink a lot of calories just with juice alone. So with the MyFitness app, I was well aware of how many calories I was drinking, which was a lot. So I had to cut it out. And so I started drinking more water. You will be surprised how many calories you're taking in just by some of the juices that you're drinking. It's crazy. Another important change that I made to myself is I started exercising regularly. So I was going to the gym like 3-4 times a week. Now, I want to say this. Okay, so with the whole gym membership thing, that lasted for maybe a couple of months. And then I stopped going to the gym. But even after I stopped going to the gym, I still was exercising. What I was doing was I used to do a lot of walking. And I would walk for like 30 to 40 minutes. And I ain't talking about no lazy walk. I'm talking about brisk walking, so that at the end of the 40 minutes, you're like breathing heavy, sweating, you know, because you just put in work. Okay. So that's what I was doing. So with the combination of, you know, watching what I was eating, the intermittent fasting, all that, and then the exercise, the weight was coming off. Now I'm at 175. But that's not the goal, y'all. The goal is 160, between 160 and 165, maybe. Let's just say 160. So I have 15 more pounds to go. I weigh myself weekly. And you know, some weeks, you know, I'm impressed. I lost a pound or a pound and a half. And then there's some weeks where I'm like, oh, I didn't lose nothing. Oh, and there's some weeks where I actually gained weight. That happened. But you know, when you see that, then you're like, okay, what did I do wrong this week? Let me switch it up. Okay, so that next week I actually see, you know, improvement. I want to go back to discussing the intermittent fasting that I did. Now, I tried to keep that consistent on a daily basis, but of course things are going to happen, right? Where, okay, I was supposed to stop at 6 o'clock, but now it's 8 o'clock, but I'm hungry. There were times where, you know, your girl slipped up, but I didn't like punish myself or beat myself over the head, you know, if I ate outside of the 8 hour time frame. I just made sure I didn't do it every single day because, you know, that didn't make sense. But if once in a while, you know, things happen or whatever, you know, it's just like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. We slipped up, but we're going to get right back on track. Okay, let's talk about cheat days. I did allow myself to have a cheat day. I did. So a cheat day consisted of, I still tried to eat within the 8 hour time frame though. So I still tried to keep up with that, but I wasn't so like strict when it came to what I ate within that 8 hour time frame. So trust me, I didn't overdo it, guys. Trust me. But when it comes to portion control, maybe I ate a little bit more than what I would normally eat. Or when it comes to like eating low carbs, maybe I would have had some fries that day. You know, something like that. Another thing I want to mention when trying to stick with the 8 hour time frame, how many meals am I able to get in? Like, am I able to get 3 meals within the 8 hours or what? Usually no. Usually I wasn't able to eat 3 meals a day within the 8 hours. It was just too much. Like, at least for me it was. I don't know. But I would usually get in maybe 1 or 2 meals. I don't know, because I felt like eating 3 full meals within 8 hours was just a bit much for me. So, and I didn't force it. I didn't force it like, oh, let me eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I got 8 hours to do it. No, I just ate when I was hungry, right? And usually I only got 2 meals in, maybe one. I only got 1 meal in. That means I probably snacked like a little something. So it wasn't just that 1 meal and that was it within the 8 hours. No, I probably snacked on something and then had a meal, but then wasn't hungry anymore. And then, you know, at a certain time I got to stop eating. So yeah, so that's how that worked for me. I do want to stress more than anything, in order to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than what you are consuming. Bottom line, there has to be a calorie deficit or you're not losing the weight. You either staying the same or you're gaining. What did they say about losing weight is about like 80% is what you take in as far as, you know, food consumption, and only 20% is exercise. You have to be aware of what you're eating. Okay, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe. And hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.